Hello everyone. Let's start the first lesson. Life with grandfather. Here you can see a picture. Grandparents. You can see grandparents, a boy and a man. This is Raja's family. Can you guess who the members of his family are? Who are the members? Just guess. Grandparents you can see, boy and a man. Who does Raja like the best in his family? That is another question. After reading the story, you will get the answer. Okay, read the story and find out the answers to these questions. After reading the story, you will get the answer. Okay, let's start the lesson. My home. Everybody called me Raja. It is not my real name, but I liked being called Raja. I lived with my grandfather and grandmother. They were my guardians. My mother died when I was young. My father left me with my grandparents who brought me up. This is the first paragraph. Everybody called me Raja. Everybody is calling me Raja. It is not my real name. Then what is his real name? We don't know. But I liked being called Raja. Being called. Being called means to be known as. Okay. I liked being called Raja. I lived with my grandfather and grandmother. Okay. I lived with my grandfather and grandmother. They are my guardians. Who is a guardian? Guardian is a protector or caretaker. Okay, they are my guardians. Who are the guardians? Grandfather and grandmother. My mother died when I was young. What happened to mother? Mother died when he was young. My father left me with my grandparents who brought me up. Brought up or bring up. Bring up means look after a child. Okay, my father left me with my grandparents. They are my guardians. Okay, grandparents, grandfather and grandmother. That is the first paragraph. Let's look at the second paragraph. We lived in a large house, but we were a small family. They were grandfather, grandmother, uncle and I. We had many relatives, but they lived in their own houses. We lived in a large house. It's a big house. A small family. We were a small family. There were grandfather. Who are the members? Grandfather, grandmother, uncle and I. You could see a picture. Grandparents picture. This was the picture. Grandfather, grandmother, Raja and who is that man? Uncle. Okay, we had many relatives, but they lived in their own houses. Many relatives, they have their own houses and they are living there. Okay, that is the second paragraph. Grandfather was a tall, strong man. He always spoke in a loud voice. He knew everyone in the village. People respected him. They came to him for advice and help. It's about grandfather. Grandfather was a tall, strong man. Character. Character of grandfather. Was a tall, strong man. He always spoke in a loud voice. Speaking loud voice. Okay, he knew everyone in the village. He knows. He knows everyone in the village. People respected him. He is an old man and the people respected him. They came to him for advice and help. For getting advice or help, they came to him. People respected him and people came to him for advice and help. That's about grandfather. Let's look at grandmother. Grandmother was kind and gentle. She took good care of me. She would follow me like a shadow, saying, drink this milk, or eat your food, or have your bath, or go to bed. I did not like this, but still I loved her very much. Grandmother was very different. Grandmother was kind and gentle, not like grandfather. She took good care of me. Good care of Raja. She would follow me like a shadow, saying what out sentences? Drink this milk, eat your food, have your bath, go to bed. Your mother also may be telling these sentences. Okay, I did not like this. I did not like these sentences. Okay, these dialogues. But still, I loved her very much. I loved grandmother very much. That's about grandmother. Now, another character. My uncle was young and very clever. Telling about uncle. He helped grandfather in looking after his fields and gardens. People liked him, and I too liked him very much. Whenever I was in trouble, uncle would come to my help. My uncle was young and very clever. That's about uncle. He helped grandfather, helping grandfather in looking after his fields and gardens. They had gardens, fields. Who is helping? Uncle is helping grandfather. Okay, he helped grandfather in looking after his fields and gardens. People liked him. Okay, village people. People liked him, and I too liked him very much. Raja also liked uncle very much. Whenever I was in trouble, uncle would come to my help. Whenever Raja was in trouble, uncle would come for his help. Okay, let's look at the question answers. First question, do you think Raja's grandfather was a man respected by everyone? Do you think Raja's grandfather was a man respected by everyone? Pick out sentences from the story to justify your answer. Answer is already given in the paragraph. Okay. What is the first question? Do you think Raja's grandfather was a man respected by everyone? Yes. People respected him. Look at the paragraph. People respected him. They came to him for advice and help. Okay, from that paragraph you will get the answer. People respected him. They came to him for advice and help. These are the sentences to justify the answer. Okay. Second question. What will you feel if somebody insists you to do something? That's up to you. If somebody insists you to do something, what will be your feelings? You may be irritated. You can write your own answer. Okay, it's up to you. Third question. Who helps you in your family when you are in trouble? Whenever Raja was in trouble, uncle would come to help. Okay. Who helps you in your family when you are in trouble? That is a question. That may be your father, mother, brother, or sister. That is up to you. You can write your own answer. Okay. Let's look at the next paragraph. At home, I did not have any friend to play with. Grandfather did not like my going out to play with other children. He believed that I would be spoiled if I did so. Other children did not like to come to our house because they were afraid of grandfather. At home, I did not have any friend to play with. I did not have any friends. Grandfather did not like my going out to play with other children. Grandfather did not like going out playing with other children. Why? What was the reason? He believed that I would be spoiled. What is spoiled? I may be harmed. I may be harmed in character. Okay, he believed that I would be spoiled if I did so. If I am playing with other children, I may be harmed in character. So, grandfather did not like going out to play with other children. Other children did not like to come to our house because they were afraid of grandfather. They also did not come to our house because they were afraid of grandfather. Next paragraph. Yet, life with grandfather was not dull. I liked my home and the very large garden all around it. There were many trees in the garden, coconut trees, mango trees, and other kinds of trees. There were birds, butterflies, and honeybees. There were many tanks with plenty of fish in them. Kingfishers, storks, and other water birds came to the tanks to catch the fish. Yet, life with the grandfather was not dull. So far, or even now, life with the grandfather was not dull. Dull means boring or uninteresting or dry. Life with the grandfather was not boring. I liked my home and the very large garden all around it. I liked my home and there was a large garden and I liked the garden. There were many trees in the garden. Which were the trees? Coconut trees, mango trees, and other kinds of trees. There were birds, butterflies, and honeybees. Other creatures, birds, butterflies, honeybees. There were many tanks. What was there? With plenty of fish in them. Many tanks there. Plenty of fish. Kingfishers, storks, and other water birds came to the tanks to catch the fish. Catching fish, they would come. Who all will come? Kingfishers. Kingfisher, it's a brightly colored bird with a large head and long, sharp beak. Okay, kingfisher. Kingfishers, storks. Stork, another one, a very tall, long-legged wading bird. Okay, stork. Storks and other water birds came to the tanks. They would come to catch the fish. Okay, these birds. Kingfishers, storks, and other water birds. In a corner of the compound was a grove where trees, shrubs, and creepers grew wild. Jackals, mongooses, wildcats, and owls lived in the grove. In a corner of the compound, there was a grove. What is grove? Grove means group of trees or plantation. Okay, corner of the compound there was a grove where trees, shrubs, and creepers grew wild. Trees, so many trees, a group of trees, that is called grove. Where trees, shrubs. What is shrub? Shrub means bush. And creepers. Creepers means climbing plants. Okay, shrubs and creepers grew wild. Corner of the compound. Jackals, mongooses, wildcats, and owls lived in the grove. In that grove, in that group of trees. Jackals, jackal, a slender, long-legged wild dog. Okay, jackal. Mongooses, mongoose is a small carnivorous mammal with a long body and tail. Mongoose. Wildcats and owls. Owl, a bird of prey with large eyes. Owl. These animals. Jackals, mongooses, wildcats, and owls lived in the grove. Okay, in that grove, these animals were the jackals, mongooses, wildcats. We had many cows, bulls, and bullocks. Little cats played and ran about in our garden. We had many cows, large house, small family. We had many cows, bulls, and bullocks. Little calves. Calves is the plural form. Okay, what is the singular form? Calf. Calves. Little calves played in and ran about in our garden. Okay, calves means young domestic cow. That is calves. Little calves played and ran about in our garden. Run about or ran about. Ran about is a phrase, phrasal verb. What is the meaning? To spend a lot of time with someone. I like to play with the cows and I like to watch the birds in the garden. Little cats played and ran about in our garden. Ran about means to spend a lot of time with someone. Okay, little cats played and ran about in our garden. I like to play with the cats. I like to play with the cats. Young domestic cow. Cats, and I like to watch the birds in the garden. I like to watch the birds in the garden. That also he liked. Raja liked. I looked for jackals coming out of the grove. I ran after mongooses and I caught butterflies and reptiles. I like to play with the cows and I like to watch the birds in the garden. He liked all these things. Playing with the cats, watching birds. I looked for jackals coming out of the grove. Looking jackals coming out of the grove. That also he liked. I ran after, another phrasal verb. Ran after, run after means pursue or chase, chasing. I ran after mongooses and I caught butterflies and reptiles. Reptiles means animals, that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, etc. Okay, that is the first part of the story. Let's look at the questions. Fourth question. We saw many things around Raja's house. List them out. From the paragraph itself, you can see that. Many things around Raja's house. Which are the things? Coconut trees. Okay, see. Look at the paragraph. First paragraph, you can see that coconut trees, mango trees, other kinds of trees, birds, butterflies, honeybees, tanks with fish, jackals, mongooses, wildcats, owls, etc. Okay, so many things. Coconut trees, mango trees, other kinds of trees, birds, butterflies, honeybees, tanks with fish, jackals, mongooses, wildcats, owls, etc. Okay, fifth question. What brings more color to Raja's life? Last paragraph, you can see that. Last paragraph. Playing with the cats. Playing with the cats, watching birds, running after mongooses, catching butterflies and reptiles. All these